Blame Truth here, and I don't want the title of this video to be taken the wrong way because I have nearly 120 hours played on Battlefield 6. I think it's the most fun I have had in a first-person shooter since XDefiant, and I might even like it more. I think I actually am more addicted to Battlefield 6 than I was XDefiant. It's so fun. I think it's the most fun I've had in an FPS since, I don't know, 2015 or so, that ballpark. So I love this game, I really do. So please take everything I say in this video, which will be sectioned off into convenient timestamps so even the most brain-rotted TikTok motherfucker that finds their way to my channel can shut the fuck up and just click around and see all the points and watch it at 4 times speed or whatever helps their bong resin-infested brain. Sorry, but this shit just never happened back in the day, man. 10 years ago, I could make a video 20 minutes long, no issue. Nowadays, people's brains melt. Idiocracy, the movie, was a documentary. Regardless, I feel like I have been missing out on Battlefield since Bad Company 2. That was the last one I played quite a bit, and I regret it. I totally get why Battlefield fans are so passionate about this game. Like, I'm just addicted to the gameplay. I love the fucking gameplay. I really do. So that's why it pains me to say I might need to step away from this game, and I'm going to try to explain why as best I can in this video. Let's get right on into the meat and potatoes here so I can explain where I'm coming from, because I got a lot I want to get off my chest. So where do I start here? Well, if you missed the last video, I don't think YouTube pushed it out properly, or maybe the video just sucked, I don't know. But I made a video and I talked about how in 2021, I believe it was, on the Battlefield 2042 subreddit, and this is like documented real stuff, EA had bots on the subreddit making positive posts about Battlefield 2042 despite it sucking a fat cock. And when I found this out through researching some Call of Duty crap they're doing now, that rubbed me the wrong way. Just first and foremost, I'm like, wow, if they are capable of that, that was not that long ago. If they are capable of that, what are EA capable of with Battlefield 6 if something goes awry? As of right now, it's doing great. It's actually number 3 behind Call of Duty and Fortnite on consoles, and that's insanely impressive considering the fact that it's not on the super old hardware, you know, the PS4 that's infested with roaches, so Jethro can't even trade it into GameStop. They will not accept it. Those types. I think that makes up like 40% of the console player base are still those types. I mean, no hating. I get it, man. Stuff's expensive, and if you don't have to upgrade, I don't really blame you for not wanting to. But the point is that things are going well right now, and they're on their best behavior. It remains to be seen if something goes wrong, what they will do. So just finding that out put an incredibly bad taste in my mouth. And I don't think I am being like too dramatic here. You guys have to remember, I have been covering Activision Blizzard and all of their bullshit for the past 6 years. Like every step of the way, I've covered, I think every controversy they have done. So to see this, I'm like, this is an Activision Blizzard move 100%. And it just goes to show that all of these companies, even if the devs are doing right by us, all of these companies own them and they're in control. They have the final say. So that kind of put a bad taste in my mouth, but it's relatively minor. It is. It's relatively minor. I want to get into the major portion though. And it starts with today's update. Today's update for Battlefield 6 was actually a really good one. It fixed a lot of the issues with the game. It fixed the bloom bugs, which were happening with different movement and stuff like that, which was really frustrating me, to be completely honest with you. I was about to hang up the boots, so to speak, until they came out with this fix today, kind of out of nowhere. That they fixed the drone sledgehammer bug, so people can't, you know, get on top of buildings they're not supposed to get on top of anymore. So that's cool. They fixed the air support, flares not stopping the tank rockets and whatnot properly. So they fixed a lot of bugs. They fixed the vehicles not spawning in on certain game modes randomly for a certain team or whatever. And these are all great changes. They are. However, let me just check my Casio watch here. Let me check this out here. So it's 3:22 p.m. as of me recording this particular section in the video, and it's 11:11. Make a wish. I'm already here. You can stop. 2025. The problem with getting all these fixes now is that Battlefield 6 came out a month ago. And they didn't even fix everything. I'm still rocketing in the air like a Mario brother randomly when I hit something in the map that's like kind of off geometry-wise. I don't really know what causes that. It's kind of funny, but I'm kind of sick of it, especially when I rocket in the air like Luigi in Mario Bros. 2, and then all of a sudden I get shot by a sniper or something like that. That gets kind of old. There's a weird bug. I'm not sure if this is new or what, but sometimes my sight just becomes a thermal sight. Not sure what's up with that. And there's unfortunately just a lot of bugs that still need addressing. And it took them a month to get these bugs fixed. I appreciate that they are listening, but I have to just say this. They are moving too slow. Now, on one hand, if they move too fast and they release patches out where they fix certain bugs but cause other issues, that's just as bad. But maybe like a middle ground? I'm not sure what's going on there, but like maybe just a middle ground. And trust me, I've been the first to stick up for the devs and say, yes, they are listening. Give it time. Give them like a week or whatever after Blackwell Fields dropped. But it took longer than a week. And now I'm like, okay, well, the fixes they said would be there on the launch of Season 1 did not get implemented, did not get pushed out. So, you know, I'm just sitting here with my dick in my hand waiting. And I appreciate they are listening, but man, these bug fixes take entirely too long. And the thing you have to remember here, and why I'm kind of negative about this, is that this is when they're really trying and competing, and they're trying to take on Call of Duty. Like, this is them full throttle, you know? It's taking a long time to get fixes. Not sure what the issue is there, but man, a month to fix some of these bugs and still, like, not everything is fixed. It's a bit of a problem, but that's not the thing that worries me the most. This is. Going forward, if they decide to get lazy, how long is it going to take for bugs to get fixed? I understand I probably have PTSD, God knows, you know, off camera or whatever. I've been playing DBD quite a bit the past few years. I've given it up completely because it's terrible. But like, I've played it for the past few years, and my God, it's just like every live service game I'm just getting so burnt out on because I can't just have a consistently good experience. There's always going to be something wrong, and I'm always waiting on the next fix or the next this or the next that. And it's like, I can't just have a good, complete game and then they add to it. That's just not how these games work. And I have to think it's the same logic that I've talked about with Call of Duty. I mean, if Battlefield 6 ends up being the perfect game, what are they gonna sell us the next time? Battlefield 7. What are they gonna sell us with Battlefield 7? You know, it's this like planned obsolescence, and it's everywhere. It's not even just gaming. I mean, I'm sure you've had a phone that's gotten slow over time, or you know, you've had a MacBook just spontaneously combust, and a little white flag raises up out of the ashes and says, "Please buy the next model. Steve Jobs has demanded it from hell." Stuff like that. I'm gonna sound like a boomer here, but back in my day, this shit, if it released, just worked. And it was ready upon release, you know? Regardless, that's not even the biggest thing. And after a brief word from this video's sponsor, I'm gonna talk about the main reason I think I need to step away from Battlefield 6. And it pains me to say this, but it needs to be said, and I need to talk about it. But first, let me talk to you about Black Forest high flavanol cocoa powder, and here's what's insane. A study with 21,000 people just showed that this might reduce a heart attack by 27%. Cocoa flavanols keep your arteries flexible, unlike regular chocolate where 90% of the flavanols get destroyed during processing. It's like the difference between putting water in your gas tank and high octane. I'm going to show you a video where Dr. Eric Berg, one of the most watched health educators on YouTube, has been talking about cocoa's benefits for years. Check this out.
There's some seriously amazing benefits for the heart. Decreased blood pressure because you're getting increased nitric oxide, which actually helps the smooth muscle of the arteries. Now, the blood pressure effect can also happen due to the high levels of magnesium. It's also loaded with iron and potassium and copper and phosphorus and zinc. Number two, It can increase your HDL, decrease your LDL, especially the oxidized LDL. Number 3, major studies showing the decrease in risk of heart disease. Okay, this is the big one right here: decreasing endothelial dysfunction. This is where heart disease starts. It's the inside of the layer of the artery, specifically the coronary, that starts to become damaged, and then the cholesterol comes and the calcium comes and builds a plaquing and a clot. And so these antioxidants protect the inside layer of the artery.
And that right there is why I switched to Black Forest High Flavanol Cocoa. It's not candy, it's performance fuel. Every scoop delivers the same active compounds Harvard researchers linked to cardiovascular support, better blood flow, and even sharper focus. Think of it like your insurance policy, inside-out protection for your heart, brain, and stamina. I've been putting this in my coffee in the morning. It's literally the first thing I put in my body, and I'm telling you, within like 10 minutes, I'm wide awake, ready to go, firing on all cylinders. So if you're looking for that extra insurance policy to keep that blood flowing and that ticker pumping, and you want to kick your coffee up a notch, this is what you're looking for. So this is the final week to stock up. Once November 15th passes, the buy one get one free deal will be gone for good. Black Forest told me they're basically breaking even on this promo, so just get it in your hands as soon as possible before the prices go up, because cocoa prices have been skyrocketing worldwide over the last few months. We can't depend on big pharma or processed junk to protect our health. So if you've been thinking about trying it, now is the time. Hit up the link in the pinned comment or video description, grab the deal while it lasts, and take control of your health before someone else does it for you. Alright guys, welcome back to the video. Thank you BFS for the sponsor again. So if you guys have played Battlefield 6 or any other Battlefield for any amount of time, please back me up here and tell me I'm not crazy. Like, share your experiences in the comments section below. But my main reason for wanting to step away from Battlefield 6 has to be this right here. Let me just show you some examples of what I'm talking about. I don't think there's any EOMM or SBMM in Battlefield 6, but I feel like the team balancing, and to a lesser extent the player base as a whole, something is just really wrong here. Let me just talk about the team balancing first and foremost. I have improved quite a bit at Battlefield 6, to the point where I am like top 5 nearly every match, no matter what. But there are certain matches where it just seems like no matter what I do, no matter how good I do, there is just literally no chance. Now, I understand stuff like this can happen in a no SBMM world, but I have to ask, is the team balancing broken? Do people just not know what the fuck they're doing on my team? Is the fact that I consistently get top 5 pairing me with the worst of the worst? In other games like, let's say, XDefiant or even Call of Duty, where it's a much smaller team, 6v6 for example, if I get stuck with a bad team, there's still a chance I can carry. If I get stuck with a bad team on Battlefield 6, 32v32, there's basically no fucking chance at all. If I am playing solo and I get a bad squad, I'm just boned. Like, I need a good squad to, like, spawn in and help me take a point or whatever, but if they're at the back of the map sniping or doing whatever, I mean, there's just no way I can win the game. Now, here's the thing. It's not all about wins and losses. I actually don't even really fucking care if I win or lose. I care about if I am having fun. Repeatedly asking my teammate for ammo and he just ignores me despite being a support player is not very fun. Losing by like 600 tickets to the enemy team is not very fun. And this happens constantly, like to the point of absurdity. I will either completely steamroll the opposition, like in this particular screenshot right here, or for like 5 matches in a row, I just cannot buy a win. And it's not even close. Sometimes I'll get a more close game. I'm not talking like razor close, but just somewhat competitive. And those games seem to be the most enjoyable. I actually like when the matches are close in Battlefield 6. It's a lot of fun. Like, the most fun in Battlefield 6 for me, playing Conquest, is battling it out over a particular point and having like that mini battle at that particular point, and then you either take it or you don't, and it's super satisfying when you take it. But if you don't take it, you can go take another point, and it's just a back and forth thing. It's a lot of fun. There are way too many matches, and I notice this happening more as I play, where it's just a blowout. I cannot explain it. Those more close encounters, those more close matches are rare. Again, I don't even want to win all the time. That's not my issue, although it does seem I lose a lot more than I win despite placing top 5. I just want the game to be kind of back and forth and fun. It doesn't have to be razor close again. It could be like by 200, 400 tickets or whatever. But like, it just seems like a fun back and forth match where people are actually playing the fucking game and playing the fucking objective is getting more and more rare. And that leads me to my next point here. And this one's a doozy. This one might hurt some feelings, but I need to say it regardless. I think the actual issue here are the people playing the game. Now, guys, look, I've been playing FPS for a long time. I've been noting how people play for a long fucking time. Something is just wrong with the Battlefield 6 players. I understand that Battlefield 6 is not the most intuitive game. There's a lot that could be explained in the menus. Maybe that's it. Maybe, you know, most of the player base cannot be bothered to go watch a 20-minute Westy video. Maybe it goes back to the whole brain rot thing. Maybe Westy needs to make his videos 30-second shorts and break them up into 20 different parts or whatever. I don't know. But maybe it's all of these things. Maybe it's just the decline of skill in the FPS community. I'm not saying that, like, you know, people that play Battlefield 6 are bad. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that with all of these stupid matchmaking algorithms and other shooters, and maybe the fact that people just... I don't know what it is. I don't know what has happened. But the biggest lie I have ever seen pushed around in FPS lore is that players, modern day players, are better than ever. Bull fucking shit, man. And here's the thing. Battlefield 6, from what I can tell in the mode I play, Conquest, does not have any sort of matchmaking, no EOMM, no SBMM, none of that. It just has team balancing. So either the team balancing is really messed up, or something is just wrong with the player base. And I don't know what it is. Let me just explain here. Let me break this down to a science. I'm going to explain what I experience from match to match. And please, again, back me up on this if you've experienced this too. Match 1 on Conquest, Operation Firestorm. One team, either yours or the enemy team, will just sit in the mountains and snipe, and the tickets and everything else does not matter. I like Operation Firestorm, the map, when people are trying, and it's vehicular warfare, and it's long-range warfare, but most people just do not try. And it ends up being like a 600 to nothing ticket blowout on Conquest, and everyone is bored. Match 2, Iberian Offensive. Everyone's pushing C, but you have medics on your team that will simply not revive you. No matter what you do, you can say in chat, hey, please use your paddles. Please revive me. They will not revive you. In the off chance they do revive you, they do a half-health revive, and you are revived right into enemy fire. They don't even check. They don't check. They don't use their smokes. Nothing. Match 3, Liberation Peak. You and your squad managed to take points like it's nothing. It's pretty easy. You and your squad wipe out entire teams at points, and you take those points. Meanwhile, the rest of your team has lost every single point on the map. Somehow. It's like 2 or 3, 4 people in your squad taking on like 15 guys at one point, and yet somehow, even with the numbers, the rest of your team cannot take the other points in the map. Most of the time, they're just kind of sitting on rooftops watching the points as you clear out the dudes around them, but the dudes continue to respawn there, so you're just trying to, like, I don't know, kill as many as you can, but it's futile because they refuse to hop on the objective. That's something I've noticed a lot. A lot of people are allergic to the objective. It depends on your role, of course. If I'm playing Assault, I like to, you know, pick people off on the sides while my team get the point. I like to maybe throw some grenades or use my assault ladder to get some head glitch position and just shoot them. But sometimes that does not work because your team will not cap the point. Now, I don't want to sound too negative here. Sometimes you do get like a good medic or a good group of medics or a good group of engineers, and it's so noticeably different. It's like playing an entirely different game. Like, it's so radically inconsistent how bad someone can be at the role in Battlefield and how good someone can be match to match. And you don't have to be God's gift to FPS to be a good Battlefield player. You just got to play your role and do it well and learn how your role works. And, you know, just use some common sense. Like, a lot of Battlefield is just common sense. And it seems like it's just gone. And I can't lie to you guys. I cannot lie to you guys. Even if my squad is good, and usually they're pretty good, it doesn't matter some matches because the matches are just too big. But I like the big team battle aspect of Battlefield. So it is just quite frustrating a lot of the time. And I can't lie about it. Like, I think the player base just, I don't know what they need to do. I don't know what needs to be done. A big giant tutorial that you cannot skip that teaches you how to play the game or something. But the thing is that these people I'm talking about in these matches aren't new. They're like level 40, 50, 60, 70 even. Sometimes they're like level 100 plus, and they're still just not fucking care. Like, I don't know if it's just selfishness from Call of Duty. And yeah, this is going to piss some people off too, but I need to say it. It's like people have canceled their Black Ops 7 pre-orders and have come over. And I hate to throw Call of Duty players under the bus, but this is exactly how Call of Duty's players play. Like, there are people playing this game that will sit at the back of the map and just snipe, for example, and ruin the whole match for everyone. I don't know what's going on, but it is infuriating. Not even infuriating. It's flat out fucking boring. I think Battlefield 6, when people are actually playing to win and playing for the objective and just trying to play the game as it's intended to be played, is the most fun I have ever had on a first-person shooter. And I'm not making that up. Anyway, guys, I just thought I'd make this video because I can deal with the bugs. I can deal with the game not being perfect or whatever. But on one hand, from the publisher side, I'm a bit worried that things will go south pretty quickly. And two, I don't know what's going on with the player base. I don't know. I never really experienced this in Bad Company 2, for example, when I played that way back in the day. Even older Call of Duty games, players seem to at least be trying. But something about modern day gamers, they're selfish, they're ADHD, they don't want to learn, they don't want to improve, they don't give a fuck, and they kind of ruin the experience for everyone. And it just sucks. I gotta be honest with you. It fucking sucks. Regardless, speaking of fucking sucking, Black Ops 7 is coming out in, what, 3 days? Joy. I will be covering that when it drops. I will still be playing Battlefield 6. I'll check out the November 18th map drop or whatever. But I think this week I'm going to try to just take a break and see what Call of Duty's doing. And I might be back on Battlefield 6, but good God, man. I hope the player base improves after Call of Duty comes out. Please don't think I'm just complaining for the sake of it, but you know what I'm talking about if you played any amount of Battlefield 6, about the players just being selfish or oblivious or what have you. It's definitely worse than it's ever been, and I know I'm not imagining it. And it's making each match very unfun. You know, it's like wildly inconsistent what I'm getting here, because I don't know. It seems like the more close matches are just a rarity now. The more fun matches are becoming more of a rarity. And it sucks. I don't want to see that happen, because when Battlefield is fun, man, it is fun. I get why you guys, the Battlefield vets, are so invested in this series. I genuinely think this, if they keep improving it and things continue to get better and maybe the players, you know, start to learn things more, I think this has the bones to be my favorite Battlefield. I know that's crazy because it's a Call of Duty-esque Battlefield and whatnot, and people will bitch about that. But I don't know, man. I think if they continue to improve things and continue to move in the right direction, maybe a bit quicker, that would be a good thing that would offset a lot of the players playing like dipshits. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a different kind of style of video, I get it, but I really like to talk about the gameplay sometimes. You know, it gets boring covering news and whatnot constantly. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, though, and I'm going to take a break from Battlefield 6, at least until the 18th, and see what shitty Call of Duty is going to drop in my lap. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a good one. Peace out.